Coming into this project, my first thought was, how do I retell this story? As the gods would have it, the creative director himself is an artist. Instantly, there was a bond and an understanding for his approach and for his thought process going into creating the concept of quantum revelry.
So in 2018, I would have gone to university in New York, was directing, and I got a plethora of opportunities to work in multiple spaces. I got to travel to Europe, got to work there, and I eventually decided to come back home because I always had that intention. I feel as though the first space in Trinidad and Tobago is one where I feel most connected, most at home, and so here I am back now, about to be 2 years from 2022 to now. So yes, by profession I am a theatre director. So last year, I want to say August of last year, at the time of this recording, the president of FOBA, Kevin Crosby, would have reached out to me and would have proposed that I would have taken up the mantle of creative director of Fatima's All Inclusive. And so in close collaboration with the chairman of the FED committee, Dwight Andrews, the work would have really started August of last year, and you know, it really is one of the greatest honors and privileges that I've had in my career thus far. So I'm collaborative by nature, and my entire process would have begun with very informal conversations with various stakeholders immediately connected to the college, indirectly connected to the college. And the common thread that seemed to be the basis of discussion would have been the successes that Fatima would have experienced quite recently. So I really wanted that to be the basis where the work and the theme would have derived from. And so I always wanted the theme to not be a literal representation of the success of the college. I wanted to capture that. You know, we are at a critical point in the history of Fatima, and it would be remiss of us not to take a moment to celebrate this success. And I never wanted a literal representation of the success. And that is kind of how I landed on the quantum revelry. So quantum really is the concept and the idea of infinite potential, boundless opportunities. And the revelry part would be the celebration, you know, rooted in the DNA of our culture. And so when you put the two together, we are celebrating our infinite potential here at Fatima College. And whether or not, you know, you are directly related to Fatima, you know, you may have a friend that may have gone Fatima, you know, your son may go Fatima, friends may teach at Fatima, whatever your relationship is, whether direct or completely removed. When you enter into the space, my intention was always for our patrons to feel as if they are part of our community. There's a certain sense of welcome. There's a certain sense of joy and celebration when you enter the space. And so the artistic vocabulary of the event and sort of the curation of what the space looks like and the experience, really and truly, how do you capture quantum revelry on a canvas? You know, we're looking at what would potentially be an esoteric concept and trying to capture that in the physical manifestation of it. You know, I ended up landing on this idea of a retrofuturistic concept, and that's leaning into the quantum side of things, the scientific realm. So, lots of silvers, lots of circles, lots of, metallic and shiny materials. And so marrying all of these concepts, the curation of the experience is such that you enter into a space where you feel the boundless nature of it as you navigate through the event, and that was always the intention. And I think we were able to capture that. In any endeavor that I do, whether it's theater or not, I always like to find the theatricality in what I do. And what I mean by find the theatricality of anything is seeing how we are able to capture a human experience in a way that at our core is storytelling. And so the aerial dances for me was one of the first ideas that would have come to mind in how to integrate something that seems so humanly beautiful. There's not a literal or rational reason as to why they are there, but just this concept of effervescence and this concept of bodies in space, with beautiful shapes, and there's an otherworldliness to it. The costuming coupled with the lighting, coupled with the fog and the atmosphere is just one that lends itself to transport you. You shouldn't feel as if you are in Fatima College's hall. You should feel a sense of transportation. You should feel like you are experiencing something that is removed from the literal space that the college confines us to. That was absolutely crazy. The idea of somebody else coming in a creative capacity, in a creative space, and fully running with their creative vision and their concept and figuring out how to integrate their artistic sense into a framework that has already been built is, it's fascinating. And I stood at the sidelines for a majority of the time there, and I was blown away. It's always interesting to see the inner workings of someone else's mind when you invite them into a space and just let them have free reign over their work. And it really is, it's inspiring, as artists, we should come together a bit more often and share and revel in each other's work, because it's beautiful, and this goes back to my idea of working in a collaborative sense and not isolating myself. This echoes that completely. This is the reason that I collaborate. The reason that I collaborate is because while we may feel that, we have a vision, we want to execute something, we understand fully what the concept is and exactly how we want it to be manifested. The moment we remove ourselves from that concept, take a step back and invite other people into the space and trust other people, it's quite remarkable the work that can get done. And I look forward in the future to continuously work with other artists in any realm, whether it's fashion, whether it's design, and any sort of art form, and whatever that looks like. I look forward to those continued collaborations in the future. Tell them we not leaving till the last drop of a canal is